Welcome to Miss Hodgson's online kitchen class. Today we're making something quite exciting, which is strawberry cheesecake. I've prepared everything for this today, otherwise this video will be very long. It's quite complex actually. When I first thought of this recipe, I wanted to demonstrate how gelatin works, and I didn't quite think about all the different processes you have to go through. But actually it's going to be really good practice for you doing all these different processes and just getting into your head that actually, especially when you're doing the exam, that you will not just be doing one thing, you'll have to be doing lots and lots of different processes together. So it's really good for that. And I've actually had to write down on a piece of paper what sequence I'm doing it all in. Normally I have it all in my head, but for this I haven't. The very first thing I'm going to show you how to do is I'm going to teach you how to line a tin. So this tin here is one of the tins where you push up like that and you can push it out. So I'm actually not going to make my cheesecake in this today. I'm actually going to make mine in these glasses. Cheesecake's really versatile. You can make it in any kind of container really. I've also got a ramekin. You can make it in ramekins. You can even make it in a bowl, just have it in a bowl and scoop it out. But I also do think it looks nice if you can make it in a tin. So I'm just going to teach you how to line a tin, just in case you want to use a tin. So the first thing you need to do is you need to make a circle for the bottom, otherwise it's obviously going to stick to the bottom. And what I do is I always just use a little bit of margarine just to do that. What are you doing, Albert? Put a little bit of margarine all around the bottom and all around the side bit there, just so the paper grips to it. And then put it over. Don't need that anymore. And then the first thing I want to do is make a circle. So I just kind of line it up and decide on, so just do the width of the container and then cut your paper. And then you want a square, so I'm literally just going to fold it over like that and then cut this bit here, or you can fold it and rip it. It's up to you. You don't actually need a pair of scissors for this bit if you don't want to rip it. And then fold it in half like that, and then fold that in half like that. So always making sure you've got the middle bit there and you're folding it around the middle bit. Fold it like that, and then put the middle in the centre there. And you want it to be just a little bit higher than the end. So put your finger where you want it. You can either rip it if you're strong, or you can use a pair of scissors, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to cut round like that, and then cut it like that, and then you've got a circular piece of paper, and you can just push it in the bottom and line your tin with that. If you just push it right to the edges, then hopefully it will stay. And then you want something at the side as well, because when you put your cream in, it will probably come over that. So what I do is get one piece of paper like that, probably about 5 inches long, maybe 5 or 6 inches. Cut it like that, and then I want another one exactly the same. So pull it out again and rip it like that, and then fold it in half lengthways like that, and then curl it in here. So you need to fold it inside the circle, and then do exactly the same with the other piece. So fold it in half, pull it down like that, and then you want to curl this bit inside here. So if you fold it and then put it in the fold, and the same with this one. It's the same with a cake tin as well. So if you're lining a cake tin, this is how you line a cake tin. And then push that in like that. Ooh, to the edge, and making sure. So if you've got quite a lot of margarine or butter on the side, then it sticks once you pour in your mixture, it just pushes it out and sets against it. So then when you push it out, it hasn't gone all across the side and it comes out really easily. So that's how you line a tin. You line a cake tin like that as well if you've got a cake tin. That's quite a good thing to know. I'm not actually going to use this, but I just wanted to show you how to do it. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Okay, so on with the cheesecake. The first thing we need to do is do the base. Now, I'm just going to make half the recipe today because only my sons eat dairy. I've got half the amount of digestive biscuits in here. I've just put them in a bag and I've got a rolling pin. And I'm just going to give them a good bash. I enjoy doing this. Your stress or your anger, get rid of all that pent up tension you've been building up throughout the day. There we go. Oh, all done. Got my crushed biscuit. I'm going to pour it into a bowl. If you haven't got a bag, then you can just put the biscuits in the bowl and then use this side of the rolling pin to smash them. That's also quite satisfying, but it can be a bit messier, but it still does the job. Biscuits in. If we go over here, actually, before I crushed my biscuit, I melted my margarine. Also, while we're over at the hob area, something else you have to do, and I've never made a cheesecake like this. I think I must have chosen the most difficult recipe, but it uses single cream as well. And I just heated up my single cream, so that's slightly warm, and I'll be using that in the next part. But for this part, I'm just going to bring my margarine over, and I'm going to tip it into my crumbs. Oh, doesn't it like there's enough? Hopefully there will be. Let me just get a spatula. Here we go. Scoop that out. Sometimes, and this is optional, it's not in the recipe, I put golden syrup as well in the crumbs, and that makes it really, really nice. It makes it a bit sweeter and it binds it together a lot better. So I'm just going to mix that margarine. It's dry actually. Should be fine once it's all pressed down. Give it a good old mix there. And then you can scoop it into your tin if you've got a tin. And if you use the back of a spoon to press it down, and then that will need to go in the fridge. I'm going to use these two glasses here. I always think cheesecakes look really nice in glasses. And I'm just going to spoon the mixture directly into the glasses, the bottom bit. I'm just going to make two today. I probably have some mixture spare, so I'll probably put that into another container later on. There we go. It's going to be quite hard to pat down, but we shall try. There we go. I'll give it a little bit of a pat down there. And then they're just going to go into the fridge while I do the rest of it. For you, they'll be going in the fridge a little bit longer because I've already prepped all of the stuff that I need, which you won't be doing. You'll be doing it as you go along. So over there, and then these can just go in the fridge over here. Let's take the kale out. Take the kale out of the fridge. It's okay, but we don't need a close up. Okay, next step is the gelatin. Now this is something I haven't used for a while. I've already got my warm water, so you need to dissolve it in warm water. Some of you might have bought some leaf gelatin, which is long and hard, and you have to soak it in the water, and then at the end it looks like jelly, and you need to take it out and squeeze it, and then when you need it, you put it into the mixture. This is a lot easier, I think, this kind of jelly here. So gelatin crystals, and you'll need 10 grams of those if you're following the recipe, and I'm only doing half the recipe, so I need 5 grams, which is one teaspoon. So I'm going to put a teaspoon in here, and then I need to stir that in, and that needs to dissolve. I don't know how easily it's going to dissolve. I'll put that over there. Give it a good old stir. There we go, it's starting to dissolve. And then I'll put that to the side, and I will need that very shortly actually to add to the mixture. mixture. You need to just make sure there's no lumps. It's got a strange smell. It smells like cress. Very strange smell. And I'm just going to leave that to the side. Okay, the next thing I need to do is get my cream cheese. So you'll need to weigh out your cream cheese. So you'll need 300 grams. I'm only using half the rest, doing half the recipe. So I've just got 150 grams of cream cheese in there. And I need sugar and lemon juice. I haven't actually got lemon juice. I wasn't able to get lemon, so I'm missing that out. I'm going to put my single cream in here and also the sugar. So I'm going to put my sugar in here, and I need to keep 2 tablespoons of my sugar back for my sauce as well. There we go. Right, and just using a wooden spoon, you don't need a mixer for that. So you can use an electric mixer if you've got one, but cream cheese is quite soft. So just give it a mix in like that, and then get your warm single cream that you've heated up. Don't boil it, just warm it up, and then, tip that in like that. Washing up. Using your spoon, you can then stir that in, and that will really thin it out. The mixture is a lot thinner, but once you add the gelatin, then obviously once that's set, it will firm it up. It will have a jelly-like consistency, a jelly-like structure. So that's mixed together. That's your sugar, cream cheese, and single cream. And then the next thing you need to do is you need to whip your double cream. So I've whipped mine. If you have a look at the consistency, so it needs to be soft peaks. So normally when you whip double cream for a dessert or something, it's quite firm, but you need it soft. So this is what it needs to be like, some soft peaks. And then I'm going to add the cream to here. If you have a spatula, you can use the spatula to get all the scrapings out. I'll just use that, that's fine. And then the bowl over there. Mix that in. So if you have a look at the consistency, it's really soft. And when you're cutting through a cheesecake, you need it to have a bit more of a rigid structure. It needs to be a bit more stable. So that's exactly what the gelatin is going to do for it. And then the next thing you need to do is you need to whip an egg white. So you need to whisk that. It's best to use the electric mixer for that. Here's one I did earlier, and I only need to add half of this because I'm doing half of the mixture. So let's add half of that, and that's just to aerate it slightly. So remember, we've just been doing aeration, so it's going to give it a lighter texture and add some air into it. So I'm just gently folding that in, and then I'm going to add the gelatin. So the gelatin is really thick in this water. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more water. Just point the camera here. I'm going to add a tiny bit more water because the granules haven't dissolved as much as I'd like them to, and it had already started to slightly set, which we don't want to happen quite yet. So give that a really good mix, and I'll just leave that for a second. Okay, I've already chopped my strawberries up here, and this is where you need to chop your strawberries up, not all of them, because you need to save some of them for the sauce. So I think it's 300 grams of strawberries you need to chop, and you need to chop them into quite small pieces because then they're going to be added to the mixture. So I'm just going to bring these over, put them in the mixture, like so. And now I can add my gelatin. And stir it all up together. So it's going to have the strawberry taste. It's going to be the sauce on the top that really gives it that the strawberry flavour. If you prefer your strawberries a bit thinner, a bit finer, you can make them finer. If you prefer them chunkier, then you can make them chunkier. It's completely up to you. So the mixture's looking fairly sloppy-ish at the moment, but after it's been in the fridge, once the gelatin sets, then it's going to be firm. I'm just going to ask Albert if you just go up to the cupboard. So this is what gelatin looks like, the protein in the gelatin. So these are the long protein strings, and they connect to each other, and that creates a 3D matrix, which makes it firm. So that's what gelatin looks like. I've just put a bit of information about strawberries. So strawberries are actually a really, really good fruit. They're an antioxidant. They contain vitamin C, vitamin B9, which gives you energy, potassium, which reduces blood pressure. So there's some really good things about strawberries, and plus they taste amazing as well. So that's always a bonus. I'm just going to get the glasses out of the fridge. Yours would have been in there a lot longer than mine. Mine have sadly been in the fridge, but they are going to go back into the fridge, so that's not such a bad thing. And then I'm going to spoon some of this mixture into the glass. I think you're going to enjoy this later, Albert, the pudding. You definitely are, aren't you? A bit of an indulgent one, but I think we all need to treat ourselves sometimes, don't we? Especially at the moment when we can't really go out and do much. I think an indulgent pudding is always a good thing. Keeps you going. It's a shame I can't have one, but actually I have got some vegan cream cheese and some vegan cream, so I'm going to have a little go at making a vegan one later and see how that turns out. I might put a picture of the vegan one up at some point just to show you that vegans don't necessarily have to miss out on everything. Some people think. There we go, nice giant puddings for you, Albert and Danny. And I'm just gonna... So these can go back in the fridge, and they take a couple of hours to set. So they're back in the fridge like that. And then finally, the sauce. So you need to put some strawberries into a bowl. I put mine into a jug because I like whizzing in something that's higher. I think it doesn't go everywhere. With some lemon juice and some sugar. I don't have any lemon juice, and actually I feel as I need a bit of liquid in there. So I just put a tiny bit of apple juice in. So if you've got any apple or orange juice or anything like that, or even if you've got an orange, you can squirt a bit of that in. Sugar. I'm going to use a hand blender. Smell the freshness of the strawberries. It smells delicious. Lovely. So the sauce is done now. So all I have to do is wait for a couple of hours, and then once it's set, I can pour the sauce on the top, and voila, lovely strawberry cheesecake.